Hi, my name is Michael Jan, and today I'll be speaking about my experiences with the ACPM Otsuka Pharmacovigilance Physician Program. To start, just a little bit about my story. So I started back in undergrad thinking about what I wanted to do next. Would it be to pursue graduate school, and if so, what direction? I'd initially thought about doing a PhD, but after speaking with my advisor and mentor, I was told that the first time that I failed to get a grant would be the end of my career. So I was kind of inspired to pursue an MD PhD program with an idea that I could always fall back to clinical practice, or that my shift in my research interests would be from basic science to translational science. As I got underway in my graduate training, I realized that the telos of my life would not be torturing animals. So I kind of reconnoitered what I wanted to do with my research interests, and I discovered public health and epidemiology as a way to channel my research interests in a way that had a broader impact. With this, I entered my internal medicine residency with an eye towards an end in a career in public health. So soon after that, I found preventive medicine as a second residency and an outlet for those interests. So finishing that, after having done an MD PhD and MPH as part of the Prev Med residency program, I found this program, the ACPM Otsuka PPP, as a great outlet to kind of apply all of that education in a completely new field. So, a little bit was familiar, a little bit was unfamiliar. When you shift from a career in academia to industry, there will be some similarities and some differences. Everything's still done in teams, and certainly in this current pandemic setting, we now work in Microsoft Teams. So we have our virtual way of connecting, and there's a shift from local to global. So instead of just dealing with the patients in front of me, I'm now thinking broadly about patients all across the world. I'm working with partners and colleagues in countries around the world. When I think about my aspirations in prevention and where I want to focus, I'm no longer just thinking of the patient in front of me in the clinic, but I'm also reaching out to anyone taking any product that my company makes. So we learn and we realize how the patient level informs the population level. They mutually inform each other, and that's kind of where my interests and my activities lie today. There's always going to be learning. There are always new TLAs. That's three-letter acronyms for you to pick up. Like I said, I was able to leverage my prior training in pharmacology, medicine, and public health all together in the work that I do now. What's great is that a lot of the learning is self-directed. You know the extent to which you don't know. You know your boundaries, you know your limits. There's always opportunities for mentorship. Here there are many physicians, other professionals in other functional areas and sectors as well that can teach me and train me and give me their insights and perspectives. And at the end of the day, one of the big things here is learning by doing. What you learn in medical school, see one, do one, teach one, very much applies here. So when I look at a day in my life, I could say there are some things that are predictable, but usually it's typically atypical. Many times something will come along and I'll have to come up with a new solution for it, which is always exciting. There are new challenges, and then there are the ones that you get used to. So it's a good mix of both. What we do in safety, you can think of, we're always surveilling, we're always watching out, casting our net wide, doing due diligence, gathering and analyzing data. So don't forget all that biostats and epi you learned in your MPH. What we do is communicate it. And this is kind of where I get to put on other hats too and think about how I take all of that siloed, all of that technical information and communicate it to a broader audience at the patient level, at a more professional level, whoever I need to communicate it with. And at the end, what I like is that all of this is collaborative. Our motto in our department is that drug safety is everyone's business. So when you think about your drivers, your motivations, and which motivate you to consider a career in this field, you need to think about what drives you, what your passions are. You need to think about your style of working. Are you someone who likes to work in teams, likes to collaborate, or are you more independently minded? Do you like working within your certain discipline and becoming a subject matter expert, or kind of a cross-functional approach where you collaborate and share ideas that aren't necessarily within your wheelhouse all the time? And also, what is your ideal work environment? Do you need to be in a clinic on-site, very hands-on? Or does the idea of being able to connect with someone in Japan or Asia or Europe or India kind of excite you too, being able to kind of make those alliances work for the problems and challenges that you pursue? And to quote my favorite Joyce Carol Oates story, where are you going? Where have you been? How does your past inform where your future will take you in your career? The other speakers in the other programs as part of this have spoken about how you can learn more about the program. I have had a great experience and encourage you to apply. Thank you.